Yeah, so here we are. And who is we? Pi.A, a music producer from Berlin, and me, the Wim, from the music project B2Fab. And I'm here proud to present our collaboration for the song Fallen Blossom. You can find Pi.A as Pi.A Music on Instagram. Can you tell a little bit more about your music?
My music is about to help people to find their true place to be. So when you have like the feeling that because of your melancholy character or like your, I don't know, the shy person, you preferred your whole life to hide in the corner because you don't get accepted of the things you're thinking or like the things you're into or like the way you dress or the way you talk or because you'd like to quiet in general. So I want to make you, like the person being in this situation, come into the light, come into the spotlight, because I believe that people who are melancholy will be our tomorrow, because only melancholy people have like this sense of sensuality and sensitivity to understand what life is about. And me as a already 1000% melancholy person trying to be extroverted in front of a camera, which is always hard for me, I just try to show that when I can do it, that everybody can do it. Because when we take the time to listen to the voice within, what this voice wants to tell us, to grow personally, to, for example, when like your black cloud is telling you, oh my gosh, you're too fat to wear a red dress, you just fight the cloud with wearing that red dress. Or when somebody's saying, hey, you're too shy to become a leader, or I don't know, the next big thing in general. So you should for sure try to reach that goal, because on your way trying to reach that goal, I think we will all understand and accept that we can grow if we want to. And this is a lesson I want to teach to everybody listening to my music. And for sure, cure the wounds on the soul, which are always get open because something is reminding us of negativity that we had on your shoulders and what we carried around, right? And I just want to make the soundtrack for this people and for people in general which are struggling to come outside of this little shell they're living in, to give them the self-esteem to come out of that shell. So this is what I try to do as an own example of how you can be when you just overcome your own anxiety.
Yeah, you really are very, very creative and very productive as well. Can you tell a little bit more about the way you work?
So how I work is officially not a big deal. So what I do is I just listen to a beat or an instrumental which was sent to me or which I created on my own, and I create beats only by listening to my emotions. And I just have like, when I hear a certain note, I hear a certain topic behind, and so the song starts to flow and creates itself. And all what I have to do then is like to read between the lines and to transport the message the song already has because of the beat, with lyrics and with vocals. So this is how I do it as a musician. I know maybe there are persons saying, you just have to plan it and you just have to write notes and all this stuff. And I'm doing notes for sure, but I do it all with my intention inside, with my intuition, because I know that deep inside of me is something like a clock, and it's ticking and telling me, okay, now, this topic now, this emotion now, this song now, this video now. And this is like a real big domino inside of me, like when you just break chains around my heart, and then this domino started to roll. So this is how I do my music. It's about my experiences or the experiences of persons I talked to or loved, and persons I met, persons I wrote to, like everything. So everything flows into this, I don't know, movies I watched and everything, but it all goes like always until this one point. So what can I do to help people feel better? So this is my biggest fuel, my biggest motivation to make my music.
Fallen Blossom was an inspiration from the end of spring this year, when the parks and the fields that I walk and cycle in every day were full of leaves, fallen blossom. And I took a picture of it, and the idea for the song came together, and I posted something on Instagram, I think. And then you were triggered to know more about the song in the making. Was that how we started?
So kind of. I was always impressed, like B2Fab, like with the way you make music to make people dream. Like when I just try to wake up people, you just grab these people and get them like into your world and just relax, lay down, meditate, and get hypnotized by me. And like this kind of vibe just catches me so hard that I was like, okay, so I listen out to the beat and I really, really like it, and now I have to jump on it. So this is how it really starts.
So now we recorded Fallen Blossom together, but we actually never got together in the studio. I have a home studio, you have a home studio, and we can work together like that. I work like that quite often. Is that also how you work?
So how I work is like, maybe I just have to tell a little story to explain. So when I was 15, now I'm 33, I just had a little rock band, and we just, like the classic way, we jamming in the garage and just like doing some classic, typical rock things. We have a drummer, a guitar, a bass, and like all these stuff. And this is how I learned to make music, like with real instruments. And then I get bored, like after we split up as a band. I mean, we were a teenager band and we don't want to be famous or so. So we split up and I just get bored of normal instruments. And so I decided, okay, I just want to meet people from all over the world to get like new influences, because you have like all these cultures and all these different countries where you just can grab other experiences. And so I make myself a little home studio and sitting here now and be able to react when somebody sends me something over, or to work with somebody on a beat or a lyric, or just like, typically recording vocals. So with my home studio, it's much more easier to connect, to all over the world, to grow as a musician for sure.
For me the song is a symbol of the cycle of life, where we bloom and show ourselves to the world, but how does the world benefit from that? Do we take the stage over and over again without ever seeing the results, the fruits of it? What are your thoughts about Fallen Blossom?
So I totally agree with you. I mean, we're living in a cycle where we all come to Mother Earth and we all do the same, and then we die. And only a few people made it to be unique and outstanding and try to do something rememberable when they are going above or going under. Like, depends on what you do in life, right? And I think that the cycle of life, like you stand up, you brush your teeth, you eat, go to work, fall asleep. I never understand why we have to do this every day. So this is like, and I made a song with my friend Kavitish about this topic especially. But Fallen Blossoms is for me like the steps between the cycle of life. So that you struggle, that you had a rebirth, like when you're growing up, like from teenage years to getting older, to just like you just shake off the old feathers and you just glow the other way. And it's now mixed for me with my message I'm into. It's like you don't become dark, like because you want to. You become darker because the people made you, and the experience you get through made you darker. And I think it's pretty important to appreciate every moment of this, because only one thing is, I think, very clear, 100% we all will go through, and this is that we die someday. And it's up to us what we leave here on Mother Earth. There are people who are giving their whole life to their daily job, and after 3 days nobody knows them anymore. And there are people, for example, my old rest in peace gospel mentor, Miss Queeniana, she did her whole life like giving it to her art, and she's helping people to gain more gospel experience, to be able to sing gospel notes, and she built a whole empire of people with her. We are all like in this choir, and we all are in the training mode to find out what we have to go through, and what we have to do to gain the voice. And what she left is a bunch of songs, and will always stay here forever. And so for me, Fallen Blossoms is like a wake-up call to understand that life is short, and that we all didn't have it as well as we want to, but it's up to us if we are happy till we die, or if we hide in a corner and cry the whole day. So for me, Fallen Blossoms has a pretty deep meaning, and a song which is, should be heard of everybody, which is thinking about to self-harm, or like to end life early. I think people who are thinking this should listen to the song and should watch the video, because we try to give this all a certain vibe, right? Pi.A to show to the people that it's not about money, and it's not about fame, and it's not about possessions of random things you can buy, but you get a credit to buy it, right? And it's about happiness, but not from other people. It's about happiness from inside, I think.
Thank you for making this song possible like this, a duet. You have already released it, so people can find it on Spotify. I'm releasing a slightly different mix around the 30th of October. And I'm adding some bass lines of Jazz Max, and I always like to make different versions of songs, video clips, telling the story in different ways sometimes. Thank you for making this possible.
So Pi.A, thank you for inviting me to this wonderful interview, and I hope I can answer everything very well, because I'm a little bit too shy talking about my art. I love to make art, but I'm always a bit too shy to talk about it, so I give my best. And thank you very much for everything, for writing this wonderful song, and it's such an honor for me to underline it with my vocals, to give it a little female touch, to support the song. And it was a great honor for me, and I can't wait to do a bunch of more songs with you, my friends. We need an album like the Pi.A and Pi.A album, and we need like more songs to wake up people to understand what life is about, right? And for sure to make them dream. So thank you very much, and write you soon, right? Bye!